Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, I know. I think I posted a video maybe like 6 months ago. I couldn't tell you. Life happens, things get crazy, and my New Year's resolution this year is to keep posting on my YouTube channel. Even if it's just one time a week, do a video, whether it's makeup, lifestyle, maybe a vlog, but I kind of want to expand my channel a little bit. It's really easy to get caught up in the makeup content, and I really love doing makeup, but not everyone's into that stuff. So I want to continue on the makeup side of it, but then also add in some other stuff. Maybe, make dinner with you guys one night. I don't know, who knows? Who knows where this channel will go? 2020 was crazy, but the one thing that didn't change and the one constant was I still tried to do my makeup every single day just because I love playing with makeup, and it's the one thing that made me feel like better. With all the chaos that was going on, the unknown variables, just so many things changed in 2020. I started out separated from my husband in January. Our divorce was final in March. I was single, and I hadn't been single in like 8 years. It's a very long time. COVID hit, I had ankle surgery. I started back with college. So much happened in 2020. I figured out that I want to keep doing my YouTube videos. I had a lot of fun when I did start my channel, and just need to find that balance, balancing out my college courses, work, and YouTube. So today I just kind of wanted to do my makeup using some of my 2020 favorites, the things that I was reaching for. And I did my makeup using everything that I love. Plus I talked about a couple of the other things that I was also reaching for in 2020. But I don't know, if you want to see how I got this makeup look and what products I was loving in 2020, just keep watching. All right, you guys. So if you've watched my videos before, I used to do my face makeup and then my eyes. And in 2020, that changed. I actually started doing my eye makeup first again, and then doing my face makeup just because I feel like I can get a better shape on how I want my eyeshadow and everything, and I can clean it up. So to start with, I'm gonna prep my eyes with the P. Louise base. This is in Rumour 02. I had a lighter shade, I wanna say it's Rumour 0.5, and it is pale. So I went up to 02, and it's more on the same color level as my skin. I felt like that came off a little like too pale and white on my skin. Okay, so for eyes, we're gonna keep it pretty simple today. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Mini Retro Palette. It's super cute. These shades, there's like a taupey pink. I would say it's more of like they call it vintage taupe, but no, it's like a mauvey pink, kinda. It's a lot lighter than this. It's got the khaki green, shimmery green. This color is beautiful. Just, I mean, that could be an inner corner highlight. And then you've got this kinda soft shimmer pink. But between the two, they're beautiful shades. I would actually say that this shade is more of like a glitter topper, which technically I can't wear to work. It's very glittery, but on the hand, it's more like a glitter topper. I don't know, we'll see. Technically I'm not going to work, so I can wear it today, but for work I wouldn't wear that because it is very finely milled glitter. In military uniform, you're not supposed to wear glitter. So I'm gonna pop into this first color, Vintage Taupe, this one right here. All right, so first off, I'm gonna go into the shade Vintage Taupe, and I'm gonna use my fluffy Morphe X Jeffree Star brush. This is the JS5. This is kind of like my favorite go-to popping color in the crease, and then in the outer V. So the outer V and the crease are gonna be that Vintage Taupe. Now we're gonna go into this khaki green color. I'm just gonna put that in the outer V, just kind of smoke it up a little bit, not too much. I'm gonna take the shade Pixie, and on my ring finger, I'm going to pat that. And then this shade Pixie, I'm going to also use my ring finger. It's not showing up too glittery, it's just very shimmery and shiny, which technically I wear that to work. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye and I will be right back so we can finish the face. All right, so now that I've got my eye started, now I can actually work on the rest of my face. I'm gonna start with my face primer. This is the Illamasqua, however you say that. This is their Hydra Veil skin primer. All I know is, one, it's not new, and two, it's been one of my favorites for a very long time, especially in the winter, just because even though I'm on the oily side in the winter, I just seem to dry out. Not too much through here, I'll still get pretty oily, but the rest of my skin just wants hydration. So I'll use this as my face primer, and it's a very interesting consistency. So the one thing I like about this, in the packaging, this, I thought it was a handle when I first got it, because I was originally sent just a sample size, and then I think I got this in like a BoxyCharm, because if I remember correctly, this is not a cheap primer. I'll look it up and then I'll pop how much it is in like this corner right here. But if I remember correctly, when I looked this primer up, it was pretty expensive, and I was like, there's no way I'm spending that much money on a primer. So I didn't buy the actual size, but it's neat because you open this up and it's a like clear jelly consistency. So you got your little scoop, and what's crazy is like as you go to scoop it out, like it fills the hole in. Like there's a divot in there, but when we go like back, it's gonna be filled in. The other nice thing about this is it fills in my pores around my nose, which I get jokes from my friends who are like, oh my god, my pores. They think it's funny, but it smooths out the lines of my forehead. I'm just not at the point where I wanted to go and get like Botox or any of that. I'm actually like, for all the tattoos that I have, I'm pretty scared of needles. Like I'm not a fan of them. So the whole idea of going and getting needles stuck in my forehead or under my eye to fill this in or any of that, like, terrifies me. But this primer definitely does the trick. And especially because the foundation that I'm going to use today, which came out in 2020, I like it, and it's a matte foundation, but with the wrong primer for me, especially in the winter, it got really dry and patchy, and like it would hang on to certain spots. So I wasn't using it, but then when I tried it with this, like it looks beautiful. So this is the Hydra Veil. Now for foundation. This one just came out this year. This is the Nars Soft Matte Foundation. This one is in the color Salzburg Light 3.5. And actually, when I'm not in these lights and I get ready in like just a bathroom with regular standard lighting, it kind of is on the yellowish side. So I don't know if it's me and I just think it looks yellow, but in the lighting, I think it looks okay. I could just be nuts, who knows? I'll go ahead and I just draw it on my face, which there's no real like right way to put your foundation on. It's preference. And I like to blend it out as much as possible. See, it looks really, I mean, then again, I've got a lot of redness. But it's just such a beautiful foundation. I mean, that's a huge difference from like where you can see where I started putting it on and then this redness. But then this side is just nice and smooth. And I try not to put too much on because like the first side will carry it over. And it's easier to build. So start out with a little and build to the level you want. But I like the coverage on this, and I think it's just really pretty. See, it looks like it matches. I can't tell. I can't tell. Oh no. So what's funny is, I think I talked about this before. I've got my monitor over here, camera here, mirror here, and then a hand mirror just in case. But when I sat down today, and because I haven't been filming, my chair was super low, you know, because it's got one of those adjustments on it. So my mirror is super low, and I was like, what the heck? I must have adjusted it for like pretty much sitting on the floor. Okay, so for concealer, I'm gonna use the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. This is in the shade Silk. I had it in Oat, but Oat is really yellow, and my sister was working at a makeup boutique. They sold Hourglass, and she had recommended that I try Silk. So much better. It matches my skin tone a lot better. And then for powder over the concealer, I usually like to have it on hand ready to go so I can just go straight in, no creasing or whatever, which this doesn't really crease. I just don't want to chance it. But for powder, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is in the shade Butter. I really love this setting powder. It has a really nice scent to it, but it's so finely milled that it just dusts on and it's beautiful. So I always like to have it ready, on hand, set up. And a little goes a long way. I feel like if I use too much concealer, it just gets really weird and creasy underneath my eye. Wow, I got a lot of powder on there the first time. This is actually a highlighting brush from Luxie. I really like Luxie brushes. They're just, I don't know, some of my favorites. So I do a brush underneath my eyes, and then I go in with my Beauty Blender and do the rest of my face. I was finding that if I used a Beauty Blender underneath my eyes, it was just setting my creases under there, and it got really weird. So I feel like with the brush, it just kind of like dusted over there and fills in all the lines, and it's not too bad. I mean, they're still there. They're not going away. That's just how it goes. But whatever I can do to mitigate it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and finish off the under eyes, touch up the outer corners, and finish off the rest of the face. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into this shade right here, Vintage Taupe. And I'll take a little bit of 60s on that same brush. I'm going to touch up the outer corner and then actually drag whatever's left on it underneath the eye, just to connect the lines. Okay, so to finish off the eyes, I want to do my inner corner highlight. All right, so for inner corner highlight and brow bone, I'm going to use the Ofra highlighter from Nikki Tutorials. This is in Glazed Donut. It's just so beautiful. That's how icy white it is once it's smudged off, but usually I use the Kylie Jenner loose highlighter. This is in the shade Santorini. I just looked, it's not available. This is my go-to inner corner highlight, but they don't have it, so I don't want to use it in the video. So we're gonna use Nikki Tutorials Glazed Donut. This one is beautiful. I'm going to use my Luxie Mini Round. I just put this on the brush. I put it in the inner corner. And then for the brow bone, I just fluff it all over with the Morphe M532. And it just gives it a little bit of a shine. It's not like Glazed Donut. If you put it on as like a cheek highlighter, depending on how much you put on, you can just have a beaming highlight. Or I just barely tapped in there. Then I'll go back and I'll just kind of blend them together, the crease and the highlighter. And I think it looks cohesive. Okay, so for contour, which just to help it out, I got it. I've got the definition. You just can't see it. So I'm gonna use my favorite Kevyn Aucoin, the Sculpting powder. This is in shade Medium. I got this sent as a sample, and when Sephora had a sale, I had to buy it. But it's just one of my favorite like go-to contour shades. So for bronzer, because my forehead is really big and it is currently all one, it's just flat. For bronzer, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. This is such a beautiful color. It still smells like milk chocolate. And I just kind of stamp it where it needs to go and then blend it out. That way it's definitely where you want it. For blush, I'm also going to use another Ofra. This one is in the blush Bellini. It's so beautiful. Like just a peachy shade. So between this shade and Benefit Gold Rush, like these two are my favorite. Like I've hit pan on it. But I like it because it just kind of gives that like glow to the skin when I use this. It's so beautiful. And honestly, it's in both of my blush bar cheek palettes. All right, so eyebrows are not my favorite thing to do, but I've gotten a lot better at them. So for eyebrows, I use both Benefit products. This is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This is in shade 3.5. And then I use Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 3. Usually I use the same shade. I think I purchased the wrong shade in one of these. Couldn't tell you which one, but blended together, they look fine. I want to say it's 3.5 I usually get, and they didn't have it in this when I bought it. And I have spares, so until I run out, they're just going to be mismatched shades. But I start out with Goof Proof. Alright, so I start out with Goof Proof, and I just kind of flick it in. So Goof Proof gets a majority of it done, and then Precisely My Brow is more for like precise defining. So they look crazy right now, but now we're gonna go in with Precisely. And I try not to press too hard just because I look at some of my videos or even my pictures from a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. And I was pretty heavy-handed with my brow pencils, and I looked crazy, insane. Flick it in there, brush it through, see where you need to fill the holes in. And if I'm lucky, they'll look like they're related, but not necessarily like twins. Looks better. It's not perfect. Besides the fact that I don't trim the top of my brows. And in 2020, I started to wax my own eyebrows. That was a fun learning curve. So right now, they need to be waxed. I just, it's not the 3 weeks. I try and do it every 3 weeks so I don't overdo it. And I get full growth before I go and pluck them out. So then that's the other thing is like, I went too far over this way, so now I have to fix this one. All right, my eyebrows are as good as they're gonna get. They're so expressive. I don't even know. All right, for eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I'm gonna go and do this off camera because there's no way I can do liquid eyeliner on camera. I've tried, it doesn't work. But for my waterline, I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. Need a new one soon. And then my go-to for 2020, and this one has been my favorite, like it lasts forever. This is the ColourPop Liquid Liner in Número 1. I love this liquid eyeliner. I have a couple others that I keep, Too Faced, Wander. I have the Huda Beauty. This one is a mess. If I'm in a hurry, I can't use the Huda Beauty one. The liquid is beautiful, but if I'm in a hurry, my hand's not steady enough to do it. And then the Lady Gaga's brand. Can't remember the name of it. Her eyeliner is really good too. All right, so I'm gonna do my eyeliner and I'll be right back. All right, so for mascara, one of my favorites in 2020 was the Lilly Lashes XXX mascara. This is by far one of my favorites. I still like Monsoir Big. I use the Mile High Club from Wander Beauty. Another one that I really like that I will wear in rain or if I'm going out in the snow, this is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This one I've started trying out because of Kathleen Lights. It's a tubing mascara and I used this in 2019 too when I went snowboarding, and even when the snow was flurrying around or my eyes would start to water, I didn't have any issues. My mascara wouldn't run and it just stayed put. So this one's really good, especially when you're braving the elements. Let's curl these eyelashes. And there's a couple other mascaras that I tried out in 2020 and they just, nope, still like Monsour Big. Lilly Lashes came out with a good one, but see, and with this mascara, I don't even have to put like false eyelashes on. I already have pretty thick eyelashes anyways, but this just adds to what I already have. Now, if you do like I accidentally did, and I got mascara right here, I just take my eyeshadow brush, flick it through there. So down here where there's foundation, I just grab a clean brush that doesn't have any product on it. And this one's kind of dense. This is the Luxie Precision Crease. It's not even what I used it for. And I'll get the mascara that ended up underneath my eye. That's why I keep an abundance of brushes just on hand in case. My favorite setting spray that came out in 2020, this one by far keeps my makeup just where it needs to be. It stays, it looks beautiful. It just kind of gives like a glow from within type of look. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray Party All Night Stay All Day. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is beautiful. I could not bring myself to like spend the money on Charlotte Tilbury because it's expensive. Like, I've spent some money on makeup, but I couldn't. This is worth the money. And if I'm gonna spend this amount of time on my makeup, it better stay put. Cause I did not spend all this. Did I literally? I forgot to do my nose. I always put highlighter on my nose. Hold up, we gotta fix this real quick. If I'm gonna spend this amount of time on my makeup, it's gonna stay. Like, I'm not playing around with that. So this is well worth the money. They had a travel size. Like, I've got plenty of other setting sprays that are on my desk, but this one has been my go-to. The scent is very light and airy, and it feels great on the skin. Let's talk about lips. I love a good lip gloss, except wearing a face mask, no. Gloss and face mask do not mix. Then you have it like a glossy mess all over your face. So my go-to has been, and this one, like, I don't like nudes on the brown side. I like the more like a mauve-y or pinky tone. With this, it just kind of like blurs the lips. So I like to define it a little bit. When I go to work, this going on is fine. Like, I'm not gonna define my lips. Like, it's weird still to wear like an actual lip color in uniform. So I try and go pretty nude. But we're gonna use the lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Lip Cheat lip liner in Pillow Talk. I like it. It's just a very mauve-y shade. And I had Carmex on earlier just because it's winter in Illinois and my lips have been beyond dried out and parched. No matter how much water I drink, they're not having it. I like this because it'll give the Velvet Lip Perfector from Clarins a little more of a pinky undertone, whereas it's more on like the brownie nudish side. There's a reason I always speed this stuff up because it just takes forever. All right, and then the Clarins Lip Perfector. This is in the shade 01. This is more, like I said, it's more on like the brownish, taupish, nudish side. If that even makes sense. That's just where I'm at right. But with the Charlotte Tilbury underneath, it just gives it more of like a pink. It's beautiful, like, and it feels great on the lips. It's not too drying. It's creamy. They also have this one, it came in a couple other shades, but I only bought it in the red in this one. I wish there were more shades, like more of a mauve-y pink, because this is the closest that you get to a nude shade. Well, you guys, that's it for this. I really wanted to do like a 2020 favorites, but I haven't been recording, so it just didn't feel right. As far as eyeshadow, like, I have my favorites. And like I said in my intro, I really do plan on starting my channel back up, even if it's posting at least just once a week, just trying to get back into the repetition. It's really easy to let everything that's going on in your life overwhelm you, but you know, I was having a lot of fun when I started my channel, and then it just, life happens. So I don't know, I think this is where I kind of want to end the video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. If you have any video suggestions, things that you want to see, you know, put them down below. I'm really interested to see what I can do with my channel, where I can progress. I don't think continuing just nonstop makeup content is what I want to do. I think I kind of want to go into some other stuff, more like lifestyle, but one step at a time. There's a lot going on this year. I really hope things get better than they were in 2020. And that's it, you guys. I hope to see you in my next video, and until next time, bye.